Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Still with me, Mastul, with another Black Beacon video. In this video, I want to talk about Jixia. So Jixia is a water breaker character. He's the first half of 1.1 Black Beacon patch. There will be another character on the second half, but today we're just going to talk about Jixia only. So I will talk about his gameplay, builds, all of the recommendation from me. Also, before I start the video, I wanna apologize because this video was delayed apparently because I was busy and actually I'm procrastinating. But yeah, also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video to help the traffic on this video, and if you want more Black Beacon content, of course. But yeah, let's go without further ado to the Jixia guide. Alright, first I want to talk about pros and cons of Jixia. So Jixia can deal massive amount of damage, even higher than Viola. I would even argue that at P6 both he and Jing, Jixia is way stronger than Jing at P6. Also, Jixia break really fast. His AoE coverage is so big, like you can clear mob really fast. Also, he can heal and give a damage resistance reduction debuff. Also, apparently, you can use Jixia as a main DPS. Now, the cons for Jixia. I personally would say his only cons is that when you use combo with Jixia, your damage will significantly get lower, but there is a trick to avoid these cons. I will explain it later. Alright, move on next. We go to the skill priority. Alright, for Jixia's skill priority, first is passive skill because this is his main damage source, so you need to level this up first. If you need to do it until max first. And then the second is ultimate skill. Ultimate skill is more like a utility slash bonus damage, but the main use of his ultimate skill is to stall time with the animation, because his ultimate skill animation is long, and your passive skill will proc when you use ultimate skill. The third one is skill 2, because in any kind of situation you will always use skill 2 even as main DPS or as a sub DPS. The fourth one is basic attack. So if you use Jixia as a main DPS, you will use a lot of basic attack to regen your figure. So basic attack, you need to level it up if you use a main DPS Jixia. And then the last is skill 1 and skill combo skill. These two doesn't really matter a lot. Skill 1 is kind of useless, to be honest with you, and then combo also kind of useless. I prefer not to use combo when using Jixia, whether it's as a main DPS or sub DPS. Move on next, we have the ancient mark recommendation that I recommend. For main DPS Jixia, you can use Endless March, Shiny Star, Terracotta General, and Golden Branch, or you can sub it with Jet Crane for more ultimate damage. And then the next one is sub DPS build one. You can use Jet Goblet, and then Shining Star, Golden Branch, Terracotta Journal. And then for sub DPS 2, you can use Sage Heart, Shining Star, also Terracotta Journal. You don't really need Golden Branch, to be honest with you. Up next is Ancient Mark stat. First, I want to talk about the mandatory stat. So what stat that you must have is 29 slot critical rate, and then 29 slot critical damage. You must have this for Jixia. Now, for the flexible stat, this will depend on how you put your Jixia on a team. So for an example, I don't use 0 on my team, so I put 29 slot attack on my Jixia. But if I put 0 on my team, I will put more pierce or water damage on my Jixia and lower the attack ratio. But I personally don't like element damage that much, so I just go pierce, more pierce and less attack if I use 0 on my team. Other than that, I prefer more attack in general, because it's a really good general usage, so it's more flexible that way. Next is dupes or potential recommendation for Jixia. First, P0's Jixia is fine. He still deal and break as normal, but if you get him at a P1, his range duration will be increased to 20 seconds, and you will gain a 30% chase damage bonus, which is pretty big. Also, the next stop for the dupe, the best dupe, is actually pretty far. It's actually on P5, right? So P5, he will inflict a 10% damage resistance debuff to enemies that got hit by the passive or torrent blade. So that P1 or P5 is his major increase, but in general I would say P1 is a safe spot because Jixia won more weapon dupes than potential dupes. So get P1 and then max his weapon. It's better than getting more potential. Next is Jixia recommended team from me. So since Jixia is a breaker or a slash sub DPS, and generally sub DPS you can place them in any kind of team, so just put Jixia in any kind of team you have right now if you pull him and you build him as a sub DPS. Now the difference is when you use Jixia as a main DPS, I'll recommend you guys several teams that I personally use and I already tested, so this team is pretty good at least. So the first team that I recommended is Jixia, Ninsar, and Azzy. So Ninsar is the best buffer currently in the game, and Azzy is the best debuffer in the game. If both combine and you have both of their signature weapon, they can boost like a lot of damage for Jixia. The second team is Jixia, Viola, and Azzy. This team can destroy a lot of monsters in a shortest amount of time, and with Viola and Azzy is a thunder unit. If you build Azzy with EM build, Viola Resonance will benefit a lot because she can trigger the zap every second, like constantly, and max the hit count of a thunder zap because you can hit up to 10 times with thunder zap. Right, the last team that I recommend is Jixia, Zero, and Asti. So with this team, you don't usually use the general build like I use, like the more attack, the max attack, critical rate, and critical hit rate. But with this build, you can focus or give Jixia more pierce and water element attack in your mark because Asti give up to 90% critical damage and Zero give 20% critical damage and almost 50% attack bonus damage. So with those attack bonus and critical damage bonus, you can lower the attack percent on the mark and critical damage from the mark in exchange for more pierce and water damage. So this just different build team, but they work really good also. Last but not least, this is some gameplay tips for Jixia. First is how to use his skill 2 correctly, because apparently a lot of people having trouble on landing his skill 2 perfectly, right? So here's a clip of how to use it correctly, and I will give a comparison if you use it wrongly. Alright, my next tips is don't use ultimate chain. You can use ultimate chain, but you need to press it one by one, not immediately all of them, because his ultimate, so Jixia ultimate purpose is to extend and stop time, so extend his passive generation because of the animation is long, so you can get more damage during his animation playout. So if you use ultimate chain immediately you press all of them, you will lose a couple of seconds of damage. Next up, if you use Jixia as a main DPS, try to get a counter dodge attack because they feel more figure than if you use a basic attack normally. It's like twice faster to regen the figure if you use counter dodge attack. Alright, my last tip is to how to bypass Jixia bad combo. So the tip is pretty easy. just don't use or press combo with Jixia. Instead, use other character first and then you swap to Jixia so you can spam normal skill 2 because his combo skill 2 deal really low damage. But there are another additional setting that you need to do. So go to the in-game setting in other section, disable combo when character switch in so Jixia doesn't use his bad combo skill. Alright guys, that's all for today's video about Jixia build gameplay and guide. I hope you guys find this video entertaining, informative for you to build your Jixia. I have some comment about Jixia. Jixia is really OP. I would even say that he power creeps even Ching at a lower at higher investment. Also, my next video will be Yuli build and guide similar to this. And I want to say don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more Black Beacon content in the future. And for the last bit of my video, I will show you the gameplay of Jixia solo and in a team, just to close the video. Alright, that's all guys. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
地の利、任の輪をすべて整えたならさあ流れを変えよう。 任の輪をすべて整えたなら、向かうところに